Hello, hello, everyone. Welcome to Ed Talk TV, Conversations Worth Having. I hope you're having a fantastic Wednesday. Matter of fact, let me know in the comments. Even if you're watching the replay and this is Saturday, still tell me how your day is going, okay? Because I want to know. So does everyone else who's going to be watching this and showing up in the comments. Real quick, before we jump into today's content, which I'm really excited to share with you guys. Like, this content, it's close to my heart because it was my first baby, and we're going to dive into a little bit more in preparation for an upcoming training, which I guess I should share with you guys the link for that. So a week from today, next Wednesday, we are going to have a live paid training. So it's not going to be on Facebook, but it's going to be a paid training for anybody who's interested in learning how to create a magazine. So I'm going to go ahead and pop that into the comments. Hello, Paula. Happy Wednesday to you. I'm going to pop that information into the comments there so you have it. Even if you're watching the replay, don't forget to invite your friends. This is a talk show on business, tech, and the user experience. Basically, you're going to learn something. That's just how it is. We go live Monday through Friday. It's a lot of fun, and we really learn something, like, all the time. It's crazy. And don't let the title mess with your head. I was going to say screw you up, because the title is just a little piece of what you're going to get. So we're going to talk about today's content here in just a second. But hey, Cameron, welcome. But if this is your first time tuning in, please make sure to let us all know, because we do have a awesome community here that engages in the comments. And if you're new, we want to know who you are. You can feel free to share a link to your website. Just don't get spammy, but I give you permission to go ahead and do that, because that's what we do around here. We help show up, deliver, and engage. You're going to hear that from me a lot. Also, tip, when you go live, always have water, because you want to stay hydrated. And I'm going to tell you a real quick side story that ties into probably what we'll talk about tomorrow. I was going to do it today for those who have been following my story on Facebook. I was going to do it today, but I decided I need to wait for that one because I wanted to do this one. This one's more important. But quick side story, investing in yourself, which ties into everything, of course. You want to invest in yourself, not only your business, but yourself. And we're going to talk more about that tomorrow unless something big comes up. But tying into the hydration part that deals with my fitness and being able to take it to the next level. So today I'm going to be drinking a lot more water on the show just because I need to. But that's what we're going to talk about tomorrow. So sometimes we'll do random news. Sometimes we're here for a whole hour. Sometimes we're not. It's a little less. Sometimes it's a little more. But we're going to get you the content today. So last thing of housekeeping. I'll just call it housekeeping just so you guys know. Also, if you are interested in finding out more about tech and business and basically just having a safe place to ask your questions, because there are no dumb questions. Hey, Erica, happy Wednesday to you. There is I just popped it in the comments for you, my Hey Ed membership. So lots of exciting things with that. A few of you are already in the membership community. We are having a blast. There's so many great resources, and today I just redesigned the members homepage, so you guys should be able to find things easier. I'm so excited about it. I want to share that all with you guys, but I'll just let you know that I'm excited and that it's clean, and where we're headed is in the right direction. Like, it just blows my mind, and that's part of today's topic. It really blows my mind when, we're in it, we're working, we're trying, whether we're working a 9 to 5 and we're trying something on the side, or we're completely in the game trying to make our business work. We focus in on the tasks, we focus in on the ideas, and we're out here all over the place, and we're doing what we can, and we're just, I don't want to say hustle, because a lot of people don't like that word, but we're in the zone. And what happens a lot of the time is we tend to not break that zone, right? Unless we're crashing. We're either like all up in the zone, or we're crashing and we're completely out of the zone. But there's no like happy medium most of the time. And I won't say that I've perfected that. Trust me, I have not. But I feel like one of my, it's kind of corny, I guess, but one of my gifts, if you will, is being able to notice the balance. Again, it may not be fully balanced, but being able to notice both sides and to realize, oh, okay, I see why I had to take a break. I see why I had to cut out time from my regular work to see the bigger picture. Now, I'll tell you right now, it does not happen when it's supposed to all the time. It may, but it doesn't happen all the time. For instance, this morning, took a couple hours. Wednesdays, by the way, most of the time, Wednesdays technically are my days off from client work and other types of work because I set office hours. From the start with my business, I set office hours. Wednesdays and the weekends are mine. Does that mean I don't work? No. I mean, let's be real. This is what I love to do. This is my passion, helping you build a better business online, get seen, get known. Like that's my passion. And being able to provide the resources you need to keep moving forward, like that just, I love that. So I never stop, really. But I've made protected time, for the most part, because, we always break our rules, for the most part, to be able to do the admin stuff of the business, be able to reflect, and ideally catch up on personal development, reading books, listening to podcasts, although I'm really behind on my podcast, like really behind. But, things like that, because if we don't, what happens? Hey, Tammy, hello. How do you get a day off? Yeah, I know, I'll tell you, Tammy, I don't get a full day off. I will say, though, you guys, this past weekend was very nice. I told myself Friday, because you know how crazy we were on Friday here, I told myself Friday, going into the weekend, that we're going to slow our roll and we're just going to be okay with not doing things. Because I have to tell myself that. How many of you have to do that? Where you have to like coach yourself and like psych yourself up. You're like, yeah, we're not going to work. We're not going to work. I'm working, but we're not working. So I kind of had to do that. And then what happened Saturday, this all ties into what we're talking about, by the way. What happened with Saturday was I actually took almost the entire day to myself. I'd still check social media a little bit. I didn't respond to a whole lot of things. I kind of checked my email, but I didn't respond to anything just because it's habit, right? And so it's hard. But for the most part, I literally Netflixed and sat on the couch. I don't want to say chill because I know what the kids say when they say Netflix and chill. And that just did not happen. It was just Netflix and hanging out on the couch and sleeping by myself. That's it. And eating. That was pretty much my whole Saturday. And then it kind of carried into Sunday. I still did a little bit, but kept into Sunday. And then bam, Monday morning, let's do this. Let's get up. The sun is shining. We are getting business handled. We are on fire. Like that's how it went. And it's been like that all week. So that's why you have to find, a balance. And again, that word's kind of another one that's kind of like, balance. But you have to find what works for you. And for me, I have to set office hours. You have to set office hours. I'm going to tell you, all of you need to set office hours. If you don't have office hours, then you're probably, and you don't have to tell me in the comments, but you're probably running amok and you're probably stressed out and overworked. You can shake your head. Yes, Ed, I hear you. I know. It's okay. Let me catch the comments real quick. Good. I honestly think part of my brand will become teaching entrepreneurs to rest. Erica, that's a big one. Yes, because you're doing a great job with the book promotion, and the book is awesome. And I love the graphics. For those who don't know, Erica has a great book out. You can click later, not now, because you'll leave, not now. You can click later on her profile here and be taken to her page. But yeah, being able to teach entrepreneurs to rest. Literally, I feel like that is a business all on its own. Like, we all need coaches, and that's what we'll talk more about tomorrow in tomorrow's episode, if nothing else comes up about that. Tammy says, I go on a cruise once a year. Love it. Okay, so tying into that, Tammy, I will say that I used to, and I don't know, this is kind of weird. I'm making this connection right now, but back in the day, right after high school, I made it a commitment to go every year somewhere. So like first it was a Mexican cruise, and then from there it was to Europe, and then from there it was to, London. Well, that's still Europe, but you know what I'm saying. And then I went to Italy, and then I went to Egypt. So I've been around the world, and I was doing that quite a bit for a few years consistently. And then when I got one of my big clients who was out in New York, that's when I was using my travel time, because at the time I was working 2 part-time jobs while doing my own business. And so the time that I needed to take off, I couldn't go on vacation, even though working with my client who had flown me from here to New York and had me do the work out there. That was awesome because it was fun. We made it fun. We got work done and we made it fun. And that really says something when, I mean, it still blows my mind to this day, to be honest with you guys. It's not being cocky, it's being totally honest with you, is that it still blows my mind that somebody could see that in me, even back then, because this was several years ago, and take me, this California dude who has an idea at the time, of what he's doing and keeping things moving and working plenty of part-time jobs because they're fun and because that's just who I am, that they would take this California guy and be able to bring him across country to work for certain events and things like that when they can have anybody in the world. And it's New York. I mean, New York is full of crazy people that, and I mean that in a good way, crazy people that are doing all sorts of things, right? But it just goes to show you that when you meet somebody and you connect and you have that vibe, that it doesn't matter. Like, you're going to make it work, and you're going to, as much as possible, you're going to bring them with you. And you have to have that know, like, trust factor, right? I mean, that's why you guys show up here every day. For those who are new, well, welcome. You're going to be coming here a lot more, I'm sure. That's why, you buy somebody's products. That's why you go to these events. That's why you do X, Y, Z, because you feel something. You're connected. You get it. You can see, you can feel, especially with live broadcasting, that emotional connection. And it doesn't matter what they're really selling, right? Because you're investing in that person. You're investing in me. I'm investing in you. The products, the services, those are just kind of bonuses. I mean, to be honest, because at the end of the day, as long as you're giving me what I need, that's all we need. That's all we ask for. By the way, it's hot right now in Southern California. Well, I'm sure it's hot in Southern California. I'm not there. But in Northern California, it is 78 degrees. I know. Some of you guys are not dealing with heat right now, but it's hot. I'm like sweating over here. Love that, Tammy. Thank you so much. Yeah. And you guys, I will say, because we're in a safe place here, and you're going to bring your friends and share. Hey, Mickey, just leaving beautiful Long Beach. Oh, I love Long Beach. I wanted to actually go there for college, by the way. I fell in love with Long Beach, and I thought that would be fun because it's not too far away, but it's far enough. The only reason I didn't was because I had jobs here, and I was set up, and for me to leave a setup like that with income, a good place to live, and not have to like bum it or not have an income but still be spending a ton of money on school, I couldn't let myself do that. So I didn't go to Long Beach, but that's okay. Staycation in full effect. I love it. Are you going to just stay in Long Beach, or are you going somewhere else? So it's 88 there in SoCal. Okay, cool. So yeah, so sorry guys, California is just warm. I just hope it doesn't get too hot this summer because, last summer, I know this is kind of side subject, but last summer, it was too damn hot. I will tell you, a Labor Day weekend was the worst 24 to 48 hours I've ever had in my life that I can remember in California, heat-wise. It was so damn hot. So hot. So anyway, for that side subject, see, it's a talk show. We figure it out as we go along. But I'm sharing this information with you guys because you're all entrepreneurs. You're all small business owners. You're soon to be one. And it's important to know the realness and what's going on behind the scenes. And some things we can't really share, certain specifics and whatever. But I'm now more comfortable sharing that information with you guys in terms of having a client actually fly me cross country to work and to be there when they need me. Because before, I used to not say that. I wouldn't say it out loud because I thought, I don't want to be cocky. I don't want people to think, I'm trying to be flashy, Ed's going to New York and all this stuff. No, I work. I make it happen because I work, and I'm at a comfortable place that I can share that with you guys. And you guys need to be proud of your work, and you need to be proud of somebody wanting to invest in you, whether it's the person down the street or in the next city or another state. Like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. But you just have to be proud when you get those jobs and understand that they're investing in you. And you got to put that investment back into them. Like, you got to return that investment with what they're asking from you, right? That's what you need to do. Let me see. Mickey says, mostly Long Beach for my staycation. I love it. I live about 20 minutes away. Aquarium this Friday. Nice, Mickey. We might all be going down there. Erica, I don't know. Maybe we need to go see Mickey in Long Beach. Road trip. So, perfect. Okay, so now, all of that said, we're going to jump into today's content and why it's important that you need to stop creating all of this content. I know, you're in the middle of creating this content. How many, let me ask you, even if you're watching the replay, how many of you guys are feeling overwhelmed with content creation? Let me know in the comments. How many of you are feeling overwhelmed with content creation? It doesn't matter where you're at in your business. You could be starting a business. You're not there yet. You're 10 years into your business. It doesn't matter. I don't care. But how many of you feel regularly overwhelmed with content creation and having to actually do it? I told you I'm going to be drinking a ton of water because we were just boom, boom, boom. So everyone is in SoCal. I know, Erica, but it's okay. It's okay. We're Bay Area. We're Bay Area. We got this. We're in the Bay. That's what we say in the Bay Area. Oh, look. I forgot I'm wearing this. NorCal. There you go. And Mickey's somewhere. This is really awkward, but Mickey's somewhere down here. So we're not too far. It's only like 10-hour drive. It's not bad. So anyway, when it comes to content creation, I need you guys to stop creating all this content. And what I mean by that is stop trying to force yourself to create content. Stop trying to, pull it out of a hat and just be like, well, I don't know, but let me just sit down and force myself to try to create something. No. What you need to do, what you absolutely need to do, and we've said this already in this episode, is you need to pause and reflect. And I'm going to show you examples here. It's really, really a trip for what I'm going to show you, because I haven't seen this in years, you guys, in terms of the website, because I took it down, and those of you in Hey Ed membership, you know that there's this fancy tool that is there that shows you your website, even if you don't have it up anymore, which is great. Tammy says, finding the time for content creation is killing me. Exactly, Tammy. So I'm hoping this is going to help you for what's to come. So I want you to stop creating. And when I say stop, I don't just mean for the minute. I don't just mean you're in the Midwest. Ooh, I can't do the what do we call that? Not dry heat. Guys, help me out here. What do we call that? New York has it too, which is why I don't go in the summer. Where you feel like wet even after taking a shower. It's so dumb. I can't even come up with the name right now. But you'll figure it out in the comments. So when it comes to stopping the content creation, I don't just mean today. I don't just mean tomorrow. I mean like muggy. Thank you, Erica. Thank you. Yes, muggy. I don't just mean, for that moment. I mean, like, if you need to, take a week off. Some people, how many of you guys, Dust, how many of you guys have friends? I mean, maybe you've done this too, but you or some friends, how many of you have taken a social media break? Like, literally, I can't be on social media for, a month or whatever. Humidity, that's the actual word I was looking for. Thank you, Mickey. Humidity. But muggy works too. Oh yeah, Texas, no, sorry, not happening. So when it comes to the content creation, people will take social media breaks. We've seen this with celebrities, big time. They'll be like, peace, I gotta go. Like, it's just too much. I mean, can you imagine at a celebrity status, all of the notifications and the bad press and the good press? Like, I mean, the emotional roller coaster that you're going on just at that level, forget it. I don't want it. Which is why you don't want to worry about your numbers. Like, it doesn't matter. And if you get a bad review, don't worry about it. Read it if you want, see what opportunities you have, because there might be something good in there that you can pull and work with, but keep it moving. Be down and out for a minute or two, and then be like, okay, brush it off and keep going. It's just like when you fall down on the playground or something as a kid. Like, brush off your knees and keep moving. So when it comes to this content creation, you need to take a break. And that break can look like a couple days, a couple weeks, maybe a month. It doesn't matter. Whatever works for you. But pause whatever you're doing if you're struggling with content creation and start reflecting on what you've done. Now, this can go, again, in a few different directions. If you've had your business for a while, then pause and reflect on that business. If you're just starting out and you're like, well, Ed, I'm only 6 months in. How do I have this or that or whatever? Then reflect on what you've done in your life that relates to whatever you're doing now. Like, we all have something to reflect on, because I know that I don't have, toddlers watching this. Well, some of you guys have kids, and you might be trying to get them an education. You see what I did there? Not very smooth, but you get it. Probably trying to get them started quickly. So I appreciate that, and shout outs to the toddlers. But when it comes to this part of the reflection, you really need to just reflect on your life. Reflect on what you've done, where you've gone, because even those, quote, failures, which I look at them as opportunities, I don't look at them as failures or pivots, those have given you content. Everything, like Kim Doyle says, everything is content. And so what you have to do, and I'm just looking, we have things like called rain. Yeah, Tammy, you do have rain. We had some rain. Some. So you have all these things which you've done. Whether or not they're tied to your business, you still have done things. And you can pull from those experiences. How many of you guys, even if you're watching the replay, how many of you guys have shot a video? And when I say shot a video, I meant recorded yourself talking. It could be at an event. It could be just a friend recording you. Or it could be a Facebook Live. Any of those count. Doesn't matter. But how many of you have been on a video at some point talking about something? I don't even care if it's, your family barbecue and you're saying how great Uncle Jim is, for putting on the party and for giving you $100 when you were 16. Like, it doesn't matter. But you can start, yes, Erica, education. That's what you're going to get over at Hey Ed. Trust me, you guys, we're working on that marketing. Trust that that's going to be good. So when it comes to the reflecting part, you really have to just reflect on what you've done and what you're trying to do. And what I'm getting at is, as some of you know, and I put in the link in the comments already, a week from today I'm going to be putting on a live training for how to start a magazine. Now, the reason behind this, quick backstory because it ties in, the reason why I'm creating that is because a lot of you had asked for training, because you know that my first business was a magazine. Well, some of you didn't know that because I don't talk about it a whole lot. And that's not because I don't like it or I don't like to talk about it. It's just I always feel like everyone knows about it and it's kind of old news, but it's not. So the reason I created the training was because a lot of you guys asked for it, and I thought, well, what better way to provide you guys with the information than to have a training that covers how to start your magazine and how I did it, and be able to give you that quick breakdown and get you started and get you where you need to be. So that's coming up next week, not on the show here because it's a paid live training, but we're going to talk a little bit about my backstory with that because it ties into the reflecting part, and we're going to see what I mean specifically with the reflecting here. Video talking about something. Good, Tammy, yes. So I don't think I've actually showed you guys, we won't go too far into it, but I don't think I've actually showed you. I've told you it's on the wall over here, but you can't see that. So this is actually my first issue. This is the premiere issue, the first edition of, let's see if I can get a good screenshot. I don't know if Facebook will do it. It says, you don't know how long it takes. But this was my first issue of Mix It Up magazine. So this this is like a baby, and I'm like looking through it and I'm just reflecting on all this stuff, and I can't tell you guys, I cannot believe all the stuff that I did while working 2 to 3 part-time jobs, because it fluctuated during that time, and going to school. I was finishing up college. And I did this. Look, I had the back design too. Like, this is legit, you guys. Like, legit. I forget how many pages it is. I think it's 47-page magazine. Boom. Printed. Like, I'm just gonna be a goof for right now. Printed, and I did this twice for a printed issue, and all 4 are online. Woo! So it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. Hey, Lindsay. So this is something that I'm really proud of. Now, a lot of you are probably going to be like, that's awesome, Ed. Like, did it make money? No, not really. Was that the intent? No. So here's the thing. When you go into business, obviously you want to make a profit. I mean, that's a given. But I will say, when I first started this magazine, the reason I wasn't focused on the money was because my whole intent with this magazine was I had planned on working for Men's Health when I was back in school. I was like, you know what? Men's Health, like, I love fitness. I love the magazine. I want to work for them. Let me figure out where they're at. Can I get a job there? They're in New York. I love New York. I'm an East Coaster at heart, but I don't like the winters and I don't like the summers. And so that was, and being able to commute every day via a plane, yeah, that's not going to happen because we're not rolling like that. But I decided, and you guys, this is the weird part. I still remember I was a photo editor at my high school, at my college, where I sat looking out the window. So you guys are the window. And I sat there and I thought, well, if I can't go to New York to work for Men's Health, why don't I just start a magazine here? Can't be that hard. Like, literally, I don't know if I said it can't be that hard, but literally I said, why not just start a magazine here? I'll just make it happen. So I picked up a book, I started reading, I was in my backyard, and I was like, oh, that aha moment. And then I started, like, reading more, and I'm like, yes, I'm checking, got the pen, I'm making my notes there. I'm like, yeah, okay, I feel it. It's right here. We talked about that yesterday, right, with Midori when she was here. We felt it inside, and then it was that snowball effect. I was like, all right, well, whatever. I mean, I'm being supported financially through my other jobs. So if I can make this work, cool. Now, a little backstory. This magazine, actually, the intent was for it to be a free magazine that would be supported by ads. Not bad, right? And I always told myself, even to this day, I told myself that it's okay if this doesn't make money. As long as it can sustain itself, I'll keep it open. I have no problem working another part-time job to, pay for my needs. I just wanted to create something that's going to help people. And if it can pay for itself, awesome. If I make a little money on the side, hey, bonus. But I've never been that type where I'm like, I have to make the money. I mean, obviously I have to have a paycheck because there's bills. I'm not living a fancy lifestyle, but there's still bills. But my intent has always been, to serve, to provide value, and then at some point, get the bills paid. So with this magazine, I ended up going through and making it. Obviously, you can see it here. I did the snowball effect. I went through and I started finding people. The intent for this was that I needed somebody big. So I don't know how many of you guys have ever heard of Thriving Ivory. Probably not. I haven't heard of them lately, but they were actually #1 for VH1's You Oughta Know Artist at the time. Now, get this. Can any of you guys guess how I got them on the cover of my brand new magazine? Like, Average Joe / Average Ed over here in college working a few part-time jobs, decides to create a magazine, and gets VH1 artists on the cover. Can you guys guess how I did that? It's going to blow your mind. It's going to blow your mind. I have to take a sip of water. And Paula, yes, I love print as well. I will tell you guys that I was like so stubborn when it came to this project. I said, it needs to be printed. Anybody can create an online magazine. And that's no offense to anybody who's creating one or who has created one and it's only online. That is cool, especially now. Now it's mostly online. But at the time, I was like, you know what? It has to be print. I want to feel it. I want to see it. I want to rip pages out. I want to flip it. I want to be able to hand it to somebody. I don't care if the rest are online. I need something in print. And so when I created this, I got these guys on here all through simple social media and asking a question. That's it. I just asked. And it was back when we had MySpace. Yeah, for those who don't know, MySpace was before Facebook. Tammy says, I worked for a publication company for years. I did design and editorial layout. Nice, Tammy. Very cool. So literally, you guys, I just asked and I got connected through their manager who was in New York. And then I got connected to them, which one of the guys are out here in the Bay Area. Like, that's it. Like, I just asked and that's how it happened. So if you think that your idea is too crazy and you're fearful of asking, remember that. Like, these guys are popular, more popular, whatever you want to say. I got them on my first issue of my magazine, a brand new business. Like, that's crazy. And then there's a whole story about, I helped with one of their concerts. I mean, not their first concert, but their concert in my area. Literally, these came off the press that day. I had a friend who helped me. We drove over to the printer, picked up the boxes, opened them up, took them all out, ran to the theater, started passing these out on every single seat in the house. I blew up this big poster, which I have over there. I had a big poster of this cover because I was like, you know what? I'm going to get them all to sign this. This is a monumental moment. And it's big. I mean, it's huge. Can't really tell, but there you go. And so I had them all sign it. And it was at their concert that they let me pass these out. Publicity. And then be able to get that signed. And then people were flipping through it. I mean, you guys know. You guys know. Erica knows too. She's got a book. There's nothing like flipping through something. I mean, there's just not. Let me look at Erica's comment. Yes, my way background is in print journalism. Used to work for a newspaper and look at you guys. All these things I'm learning from you. See? Magic happens in the comments. Magic happens in the comments. Great marketing, right, Paula? Yeah. Well, those of you guys who are in the training coming up next week, even if you're not starting a magazine, I'm actually going to be talking about more of the efforts that I did and how I got things for free, basically. How I got venues for free and how I did that. I mean, that one's a bonus. You already know that one, but there you go. So that's that. So as I reflect, and I have this, I have the thing on the wall here, which is just the cover. Then I have the other one, which is this in a frame just to save, And then, Paula's still doing graphic design. Nice, for print. And Paula, is it for, what kind of magazines? Or is it books and magazines? I'm just curious, because that's awesome. So when you see this, and you guys could always see this online on my website if you want to actually experience this, but when you see this, let's see if I can get a good one. So all of this, look, you guys want to see it? You guys want to see the young entrepreneur, the youngin', the kid? You want to see the kid? Look, you ready for this? This is before I would grow out my hair. Like, I always had this. You guys, fun fact, because you wanted to know, I know. The fun facts, I used to always cut my own hair. Always. Save money. Save $20 every 2 weeks because I did it myself. when I was in high school, a friend would come over. We use a barber or a beard trimmer that's like this big, not even the real clippers. I still have that beard trimmer. The best $20 ever spent at probably Longs back in the day. But look at that. Look at that. Look at that kid. That was back in the day. Back in the day. But you can see, like, all of this stuff. Whoop. It's like I have to go backwards. All of this stuff, like this is what my life is. Like, this is the thing that I love. I mean, this is stuff, you guys, I had help. Don't get me wrong. I had help. But this was my vision brought to life. Like, all of these things. I had to take these pictures. This is a buddy of mine. I had to take these pictures. Like, I took what I learned in high school and in junior college and in college. I took all of that information plus my passion and I brought it to life. Why? Because I reflected on what I have done in the past. And I continue to do that. Again, I'm not perfect, but I continue to do that so that way I can bring it to life today when I create my own content. Like, for instance, the Hey Ed Network. I'm calling it a network. I don't know if I'm going to stick with that, but the Hey Ed membership community that is brand new. Like, you guys don't even know. Like, I feel like it's been out forever, and thank you for those of you reminding me that it's still brand new. Like, literally, it just officially launched last week. And it's good that you guys are reminding me this because, you know, I'm in the mix and I'm thinking, man, we've had this for a long time. Look at these cool updates. Like, yes. But I realize, like, this is stuff that I've been doing for a very long time, but I've just never packaged it together. I've never put it into one simple package that's available for you guys to be like, yes, Ed, I'll buy that all day long. Like, I know you're good. I know I like you. I know I trust you. I know you're going to deliver and you're not going to screw me over and you're going to provide value. So yes, I'm with you. Let's do this. Let's go. You know, like, thank you, by the way. I appreciate that. But it's kind of weird. I felt like I just had a conversation with myself. Do you see how comfortable you get with live broadcasting when you do it consistently? We're on, 63 right now, episode 63. Like, it's a trip. You're probably laughing at me, which is fine. I love it that I'm making you crack up on a Wednesday. But before, we would have done this a few months back, there's no way I would have been that comfortable doing that. There's just no way. I would have, no. So anyway, like, this is my friend. Awesome. She has a dance studio, which, by the way, if we're talking about the 3 Ps from yesterday and we're talking about reflecting, geez, let me tell you, what is it? It was passion and profit, purpose, passion, and profit. Notice profits at the end. Purpose, passion, and profit. Those are the 3 Ps we talked about yesterday. Talk about nailing them. My friend Bernadette is amazing. And I'm not just saying that. She has this dance studio that just has a magic to it. Like, she just brings the magic to that studio, and people travel from cities away. Like, they'll drive hours just to come to her studio. They could be at any other studio. They come to her studio. And it doesn't matter the weather. It doesn't matter the cost. They show up. They show up because they know that they like her, they trust her, that the environment is what they feel is good for them inside. They show up, they deliver, and they engage. That's just what it is. So, see, do you guys see how passionate I get about this stuff? It's like, this is what I'm talking about. Oh, yoga. I know I got some yogis out there. So I had yoga hotspots. Let me break this down for you before I show you, we'll stop time. I'm going to show you what the original, this is going to blow your mind, you guys. This is going to blow your mind. My original website for this magazine. Now, you have to remember it was back in the day, but wait till you see the original magazine website. But before I do, let me break this down for you, just so you have an idea of the sections I created. Did I write them in here? I don't know if I even put them in. Yes, I did. So, I'm going to read the sections. I created Get Out There, which is all about, your business / credit, like learning about yourself and businesses. Get out there. Work It Out, because I wanted fitness. So I should say, let me back up. I should say this whole magazine, I wanted an all-in-one, because I'm tired of picking up a health issue here and then this issue and that issue. Put it all in one. I just want all in one. So that's what this was about. It's supposed to have health, fitness, work, play, volunteer, all that stuff. So I had Get Out There, Work It Out, After Hours, which is the food and drink section. That was fun. Those YouTube videos are awesome. I should pull some of those up next time for you guys. After Hours included fashion, breakdancing. Yes, I had a breakdance instructor who would break down each issue, a different breakdance pose, because why? Why not? It'd be fun. I had a section for Ask Amy, one of my friends, where you could just ask. It was like a column. Top 7 things to do in LA for those Southern California people. Do-gooder. That was the section for the volunteer section. That was for the volunteer section. Do-gooder. So that was fun. And then this one's fun because a magazine has to have a little bit of, sass, a little bit of heat, a little bit of one night stand. Yeah. Oh yeah, we did that. We did that. Well, no. We did not do that. The magazine has a section for those types of stories because I know how much you guys like those Cosmos and I don't know, are there any other magazines that are out there? That's the only one I've heard of before. But, we'd have drink specials. I mean, you guys, this is legit. It's just crazy to sit here and look at this. Look how bad my photo is. Okay, again, this is why you have to reflect because you have to remember that if you can't afford a photographer, then who has to take the picture? Because you still need the photos, right? For your content, you still need photos. So if you can't afford a photographer and you're not finding it online with the free stock photography, then chances are you're going to take it yourself. Well, look, this is something I took myself that actually made it to print because that's all I had at the time. Look, you know what's behind here? You can't really see the stripes. Well, you can a little bit. It's a white sheet with these slick, clear lines in between. You just make it work. You just make it work. There's so many things that now I would go through here and be like, change, all these things, but it was great. I created my own ads because again, you guys, remember, I've said this from probably birth, I'm sure. But I always joke how ad agencies should have me on retainer. I'm not kidding. Literally the stuff that I come up with is gold. I know we all say that, but I'm honest. It's gold. And it can be worked with. And there's just so much that I can't use myself because I'm only one person. I can only do so much. So seriously, if you know ad agencies that are looking for people to put on retainer, tell them to hit up Ed because it would be nice to have that retainer. But I was like, you know what? If I'm going to have all this creativity, I'm going to create my own ads. That's not the best one, of course, but you know what I'm saying? I'll put in my own ads. I'll make my own things. We had fights in here because in Northern California we have a lot of fighters. You are not alone. Say something. Mix It Up magazine. Boom. Look at that. Look at that. So it's stuff like that you guys have to reflect on and look back just to see what you've done. Now, I want to show you. Are you guys ready for this? You're going to be like, whoa. Ed did this in a let me just see, Lindsay. You're totally speaking my lingo right now, Ed. I love it. Relating your magazine vision and passion. So good. Yeah. I will say I have to also thank one of my friends, Jess, who will pop on every so often here because she was like, Ed, why don't you talk about your magazine much? And I'm like, what do you mean? I talk about it all the time. She's like, no, you don't. You need to be talking about that. So that's why I'm talking more about it now because I realize I'm not really talking about it. So let me go to my screen here. You guys, wait till you see this. This website is hilarious, but it just brought back so many memories. So this was my original website back in the day for Mix It Up magazine. Can you believe this? How many of you are probably looking at this saying, dang, my website's a heck of a lot better. I am so glad that I'm seeing this right now. That's okay. I want you to see this because this is where we start. We put things together. We just figure it out. We just put it up there and we just make it happen. I mean, look at this. when you go here, there's the blog, Write For Us. Inside, here's those sections. I set up for advertisers, events, forums. I don't really know what was in there. There's the archives of the issues. Like, you guys, this is like a lot going on. Even though it doesn't look pretty, there was a lot going on at the time for this. Look, this right here, do you guys understand? This is just a graphic that, exactly, Tammy, right? Everything starts at the beginning. This is just a graphic I made. This is before Canva, by the way. This is way before Canva. This is like, I'm just going to mess around in Photoshop and just create something. And this is one of my favorite flyers that I created using stock photography. Well, I don't know if I'd call it stock photography because I connected with the photographer directly. So I don't know if you call that stock photography. Who knows? But my big thing has always been, what's your story? Like, I want to know what your story is. I want you to share that with me, which is why I always tell you guys to comment and engage, not only with me, but with others, because that's important, especially when it comes to business. Look, I had celebrities and gossip because I know that's what people like. I had random videos that I would find. I took photos of a friend at the time getting a tattoo with the headline, regretting that tattoo you got. Look at back with the hills, like tore up, don't get plastic surgery. I'd have contact mail us. I had all of the big social accounts at the time. I created t-shirts, you guys. I had t-shirts. That's me. That's my friend. Those are the 2 t-shirts I created. I designed them. Well, I told the designer what I wanted and created them. And you just grow. Like, I mean, look at all this stuff. This is all like crazy stuff. I got to meet this band in person, Sugar Red Drive. They were awesome. Some things don't work because we're using, it's not up anymore, this website, but we're just using a tool to look back at it. If we look at the blog, like this was my blog. Like nothing crazy, nothing too fancy or anything. It just had the info. Here is I won't go through too much of this here, but on the training, I'll show you guys more. Here is what my media kit looked like. And I will say, I'm very urban. I love the urban look, which is why I did this. And it took a while to get this to look the way it does. When you look at it now, you're like, this looks terrible. But it actually at the time was fine and it looked really cool. And then I had an event section because events were important. This was a big thing. I had grand openings. I had magazine launch parties. We're going to talk about that in the training next week. All kinds of stuff. It was a blast. There's the Thriving Ivory concert that I helped put on at my school. Those types of things that just get out there, that are fun. This is in San Francisco. I forget where, Erica, so I couldn't tell you because I know you're probably like, oh, where? I can't remember where, but this is where I went with a friend of mine who we're still in contact. She has her own magazine. Might be coming on the show soon. But I had a banner made. Like, you guys, we went all out on this magazine, and I have no regrets whatsoever. There's issue 2. There's supporting the Big Brothers Big Sisters of the North Bay with my own team, and we had a blast. I mean, this is what you need to look at when you're reflecting. You've created the content already. You've already created content. It's now reflecting on that content and seeing how you can repurpose the content. Repurpose the content. One more time. Repurpose the content. How many of you guys are, now I'm giving way too much away. Way too much, but I like you guys, so we'll do it. Good, Lindsay. I am so glad that I'm pumped. Like, hearing you say that makes me even like higher up. Okay, before I give you the goods there, I will tell you, we'll talk about it more tomorrow, but I was talking to a trainer today, my trainer, and she was like, so you don't have any caffeine? Like, in terms of, my daily drinking, if you will, is water and half of an Arnold Palmer, which is really watered down because I don't really like it that sweet. That's pretty much all I drink, and a protein shake. I mean, those are like the three liquids that I have on a daily basis. And, sometimes I'll have coffee, like this morning I had coffee. But she's like, so you're just naturally like this? And I was like, yeah, I've always been natural, high energy. Like, this is it. Like, this is what you get. And when we're talking about this stuff, I just go to the next level, like just the next level. And being able to see that I'm inspiring you, Lindsay, and others who are watching this and sharing it, my job's done. Like, that's payment, right? That's payment for me. Erica says, would this be something you think you'd ever explore again? Oh, Erica, you are just so good. So good. So here's the thing, you guys. The day, and I've mentioned this before on the show, if some of you remember this, the day after 2 years of doing that, there was a day where I had to make that hard decision, and this is one that you're gonna have to pay attention to. If you hear nothing else, remember this: you have to pay attention, which is why you have to reflect. You have to pay attention to what your business is telling you, what the audience that you have is telling you, which is why you ask and listen, because at some point you have to say, we're going to have to close it. We're going to have to make a move here. For me, there was that one day where I decided, okay, I can either continue pouring money into this business and hope that it keeps going, or I can pivot, make a big pivot, and box it up, knowing, this is the thing, you got to think about this stuff, knowing that any point in time, I could open up that lid on that box and put that thing back together. I could. And everything I've done up to this point would blow it out of the water, because I have so much more experience because of that and everything that I've built now, So to be able to pick that up, I have that banner still in the box. I still got t-shirts in the box. I still got issues in the box. Like, we could go set up a shop right now, a pop-up shop, and be like, listen, this is the hottest thing on the planet. Check it out. Might look a little dated, but people are going to be like, whoa, okay, cool. Like, that's the conversation, though, you have to have with yourself when you're so passionate about your business. Because we all know, right? We talked about this where, Gary Vee, it took him a very long time to start turning a profit. We know Amazon, I think it was 7 years. I always forget, but I think it's 7 years before they turned a profit. So it's hard because you're like, well, I've been doing this for 6 months and I'm not making a lot of money. I've been doing this for 3 years and I'm still not making money. I think Arlene, who was a guest on here, who interviewed me on her show, I think she said it was 7 or 8 years before she made a profit, a big profit, something like that. So, there's these different stories and everyone's going to be different. But what you have to understand is you have to reflect. You have to look at what you've done and see, is that something you still need to push through and make happen? Or is there a spot where you can pause and maybe pick it up later? And for me, that was a time where I could pause, because that led me to my big client, where I was going to New York. And a whole nother lifestyle started there. Not lifestyle, but a whole nother chapter in my career started. Which is why I don't have any regrets for this magazine, because this magazine, I'm just going to say it, is the shit. Like, it is. And everything I did for it was awesome, and I don't regret anything. And I poured a lot of money into it, and I paid it all off in 2 years because I was focused. And I have so much content from that it's crazy. I mean, look, I'm doing a training on it next week because you guys want it and because it's relevant still. So it's just really cool. So that's what I mean by you have to pause and reflect, because you've put out so much content already. We do it all day long. Our Facebook post, this is the thing I was going to give you, the little extra. Your Facebook post, your Instagram stories, your Instagram posts, your tweets, your this, your that, your comments. All of that is content that you naturally created. I say naturally because you've already posted it. That you've already posted. Go back and look. Go on your news feed. Go on your Instagram feed. Look at, what can I do differently? Here, real quick side story. Well, not side story, it ties in, but real quick thing. if you follow me on Instagram, I don't really do a whole lot on my Instagram. However, last night I said, you know what? Let me try this stories highlight thing because all the kids are doing it these days. And so let me just try it. So now I actually like my Instagram page. I don't necessarily, like, again, I'm not trying to be like the best artist on the block here. Okay. Like this is my feed. It's not organized into anything special. I don't have, my consistent filter and all that stuff. It's too much time. I don't want to waste that. But what I did last night, and I do like this, is I created this. It looks better if you actually look at it later, but I created these bubbles. These are the new story highlights. So I have now an encouragement tab. I'm going to call it a tab. When you tap on it, it's going to show you highlights from my story for encouragement. So now I can put these on here for you guys to actually go see later. That makes me happy because that's better than you're not going to scroll through my feed trying to find something. No, I wouldn't. Like, why would you? That's a waste of time. Testimonials. Check this out. Now, if you're curious and you don't follow me on Facebook, now you can see all these tutorials right here on my Instagram. Quick, easy. Offerings. Boom. Now, here's where I had a little fun last night. That one's okay. Here's where I had a lot of fun last night because I started pretending like I was designing my magazine again. So here, look at the trainings. Oops. Let's see. Where is it? I want to find where I put it. Because there is this here. See? Look at that. Look at that. It's not the best. Like, don't get me wrong. No, I know. It's not the best. But it almost looks like a little magazine cover. So I had fun with that. I was like, you know what? I still got it. Just for a quick little fix there. So that's the stuff, like those things are cool because now if somebody does check out my profile, they have specific spots that they can go and browse quickly. And then I can just add to those. So that makes it fun for me. I like that now. But that's what I want you to think about is how can you repurpose that content? You've already created it. How can you cut it up? You guys, you see, why do you think that StupidEasy.com, which is your online course platform, why do you think I have the 5-minute rule? It's quick and easy so that way you can get what you need. And by the way, it's not just my courses. You can create your own courses on there and sell them. But the reason I did that was because we need short and sweet. You're going live on Facebook for an hour, 30 minutes, I don't care, more than 15 minutes, even if it's only 5 minutes. You can pull 30 seconds from that. You can pull 2 minutes. You can pull 5 minutes. You guys, you just have to know how to repurpose. And this is your starting point. This is what is going to plant the seed and get you to carry forward with it. So there's that. Anyway, you guys, this was a blast. I'm so glad that I got to share that with you and that it's helping you. Like I said, feel free, even if you're watching the replay, to comment, share, and then if you need more Hey Ed membership, that's what you're going to need. And then we'll do the live training next week, not here on the show, but separately for anybody who is interested. The links are both in the comments. I appreciate you guys, and I'm so glad you showed up, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Have a great night.